All right. Good morning, everybody. And whatever time you're watching this, what I'm seeing here, and the market opens in 2 minutes, is we've had a nice strong push up. Things have held out for a little bit. We're at areas that could really continue to the upside. It feels like we actually missed the move back in here, but the market isn't even officially open yet, so I don't like to get in until after that. We've had a wonderful resistance area that's held several times. We've had MACDs that have pushed down off the area, telling us that it will hold. But we've also got a few signals that we're at an area that could continue to push up. So maybe this was just a stall out before it goes up. I'm going to give it a few minutes to kind of work itself out. I'm going to step away and make my coffee for this morning. It does have a lot more saying up than down, but it's at an area that's really struggling. I want to take this because it's got my signals here on the 610, but I'm just going to let it work itself out for a minute. So it's giving these quick signals at these shots to the upside, but they're not very long living, not lasting too long. We got a lot working for this, possibly moving to the upside here. All right, I'm going to go make that coffee. Okay, just looking at what we have crude, oil inventories, and an hour, which is higher impact news, so it may have it moving a little bit. All right, it just kept pushing up. And it did get offer opportunities to get into this to the upside. I just didn't like where it could have possibly stopped at that moment. All right, let's sit back down and see what's happened. Did give a nice push up, very anticipated push down. At a wonderful area for this to push back up. It's just the longevity of it is a little bit questionable right now. This is actually giving us a nice area for a push down. Let me give this one quick shot. Let's see. It's not time. If it is, because it's not going to go too far if it goes down. I'm going to give it one shot real quick right here. See if it can pull us back to this area. Here, I am going to pull it down just one more tick. So we're only risking 4 ticks instead of the full 5. Just right here at the high, 2 ticks above this little spot. What's really keeping me on the thought process that this is pushed down are the higher tick charts. There are still 1,300 ticks left here, so these are going to have to start popping to the downside. There we go, just a little bit. This is still giving me signals that it's going to push down. I don't know exactly how far it's going to go. I never do know how far it's going to go. Still some signals that this is trying to push down. Push past here. I'm going to move that risk in. Being very cautious with this. That second target, just a little bit more room to run if it does go from here. But I'm thinking I may close it out kind of soon. Looking at what's happening here. Still got a lot going for this to the downside. Okay, didn't touch that 2 point, but didn't take it out. Right at the next spot to potentially bounce up. This is the importance of keeping your risk in the correct spot. Here we go. All right. So we will not lose a single thing on this. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit while I look at where this could possibly go. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Just looking at this little bit of a pullback, this may still pull down pretty hard, but this little bit of pullback, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and take that. And I've got to step away for just a moment. Ooh-wee! It was like a little bit of an early exit, huh? But I'm still pretty happy with it. Now, we can see here what's happened. It's pulled right back into this area that held several times. So what happens here is one of two things. Either we had an overrun of the area and we are just going to smash back through it to the downside. Or we've pulled away from it, we're pulling back down to it, which, it's not this exact, I like to look at the closes. That's probably why it ends up like this, but it's not this exact area. It's all right in here. Let's see if I can box this off. All right in here, really, that it's looking to pull back to and look for that move back to the upside. Now, In that same breath, looking at our MACDs on our bigger tick chart says this may pull back a little bit deeper. Definitely gave us a little signal to push up here. Okay. So where we're at right now, I'm watching this to see what it wants to do here. There's definitely a spot for the push to the upside, but we have some things in the way that may give it a little bit of a struggle before it actually does go up, or if it even does go up. In the same breath, this is a good spot for a push to the downside. So sitting on hands and waiting is usually a good idea. Definitely a spot to be in the long. Lot to go against this, y'all. This could go up for quite some time. Okay, we're back on. Let's see here in a moment. It's so tough to take this right now, so I don't think I will. I'm just going to pull up here and wait a minute. These areas are telling me long. 610 and the 233 are telling me long. But my bigger tick charts are telling me I might want to hold on just a moment. I want to so bad, but I feel like it's the wrong thing to do. Yeah. You gotta listen to yourself sometimes. Listen to your heart. Goes, it's gonna have to go without me. And there she goes. I'm gonna take this off for just now because I know that my attention is not completely with it. It's a weird spot for me. It's more like a head and shoulders to push down, but still at a great area that could push up. I was to take the long here. There's some things in my bigger tick charts that make me a little concerned about the follow through of it. I did the same thing here and didn't trust the push up. Just the way that the reaction, I guess that was the spot. Okay, so I'm 50 minutes into this. I've probably been actually physically watching this for a total of about 30 minutes. Right now, I'm in a tight spot and it's moving so slow that I need a nap. It did give signals to the upside here and here and even here. But the limitations were big. You know, I'm looking at things like my bigger tick chart telling me the limitations that are happening here. I'm looking at the possibilities of limitations due to what I'm seeing happening in the 4181 MACDs. The slowness of this move up and the smaller tick charts already beginning to pull back a little bit. The distance starting to show between the EMAs and the price. So there's a lot of things working against it and a couple things working for it. What would be the fact that the EMAs are so strong into the upside? We have had a fairly decent push to the upside. This is probably the best push I've seen to the upside in quite some time. But look what happened in May when we got that strong push up. Stalls out, pulls back. We got a semi-strong push up, stalls out, pulls back. So we have a pretty decent push up here on the daily charts. And I'm only looking at the daily charts because I want to be able to see what the overall is still telling us. And the overall does still tell us up. It's just we've had this area that's held several times. We really want to look at the high. It's way up here, but right in this area where these closes are, where this height, where this last high ended, it seems like it's just trying so hard to push up and it's really struggling to get there. Okay. So here's the spot where it's given a little bit of a push down. I've been paying better attention. I might have been able to be in this one. It's a little bit like the last one in that it gave that major drop down. My entry wasn't my most favorite, but it did give me signals there. I would have had to catch this one sooner, like back in here, because right now it gives me too big of a spot to have my risk. This is that. It's moved up now. It's at a spot that could go up. Actually, I'm going to take this short off of here. It keeps pushing up to that resistance area. And the MACDs do keep leading lower. That doesn't mean it's going to change everything. Distracted. Let's see. Nope. Not in time. This actually gave a really good spot for the push back up. I'm looking at the way the MACDs are reacting on bigger tick charts. And this may finally break through that top. Now, remember, we got a resistance not too far off that it keeps stopping at. Maybe time to turn my phone off. All right. Put it right behind here. See it break through this top. Doesn't break through right here. Pretty prepared over a close button. I'm not going to give this a whole lot of room. This even starts to pull back. I'm out. Okay. I'll let it keep going for a moment. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit the close button here. Just starting to have a little bit of a pullback. And it may keep going up. But I already had a very uneasy feeling about this as we were coming up towards the top Bollinger Band. We can see we're starting to pull away just a little bit here. It is struggling to push up, although it's going. It's just going very slow. Pretty happy with my decision to exit when I did. Yeah, we can watch this for a moment, see if it pops up from here. All right, it's gonna keep popping. A little bit higher. So sometimes I exit, a lot of times I exit a little bit early. There were signals showing me that this may not continue up. And if it is, you can see right now it's crawling up. And a crawl up for me it makes me start seeing things that may not really be there. It makes me start seeing things in a very, what's the word I want to use? Microvision. Just seeing the smallest of the little moves and saying, okay, yeah, so here we are. It's the anticipations of what's to come. There was a little bit more solid of a look right here to the exit, but it's really just a couple of ticks difference. Now it's showing us reasons that this may push down, just looking at the way the price action looks. We got some distance to run back here, back here, back here. Okay, here's kind of the same thing that we came up to for our short before. This has a little bit more opportunity to go long. It's against all the things that I want to do right now, although it is telling me long. So if I was going to take it, and let me just go ahead and I'll put where it should have been. I mean, just really right here. First bar gave you a reversal bar. You got your arrow up in there, rolling off the zero line. It is above on everything except for here. It's just not something I feel like doing. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. I've been chit-chatting. I've been busy with some other stuff on the side, which happens to me on a regular basis. So today's been a pretty good day. I can't complain. I mean, took one quick, I don't even know what I've made for the day. Let me take a peek-see, and let's see. First short, 2 points, 1.5, and then 2 points here. So that leaves me with 5.5 points total. Yeah, which is a pretty good day, pretty easy day. If you're, being consistent every day and making just a couple of points here and there, people think that you wouldn't be able to make a great living out of this, or maybe it's a good side job or something to that nature. But if you're making 275 bucks, or between that, maybe 100, 500, whatever it may be, between an hour and a half and 2 hours a day, it doesn't mean that you can't continue trading, number one, and make more throughout the day. Or number two, it also doesn't say that you can't work another something that just makes you a little bit happy. I love having my school. The fact that it is a second income is, something that's nice that comes along with it. It's always wonderful to get paid for things that you love to do. I love seeing students grow and learn. And I do have people that I work with, and just do a quick, like I have a student or a gentleman that I was talking to this morning that isn't actually a student. He sent me some of his charts, and I gave him some pointers about where he was struggling. And all I've seen is wonderful things coming out of his chart since then. We never had an official meeting. We never had an official, he's never officially gone through my course, but I was able to just kind of look at what he was doing, which is very similar to what I'm doing, and give him some information to work with. And man, it's been a beautiful thing. So, being able to take the things that you learn, apply them in your daily life, bring joy to others by being able to teach them possibly what you're doing, or being able to show them where they might be struggling and give them just a little bit of a boost in the proper direction, it brings endless joy. So I want to make sure that this is something that I can continue with, that I keep getting more and more students with, and not keeping them around. I want to have them here, have them learn, and have them move on and enjoy their lives. So, well, this is our Monday morning. I hope it's been fabulous for y'all. Oh, here we go with another spot for the long. Just not feeling it. I think I'm done for the day. Got a lot on my mind, got a lot to move through, and have a lot of things that I want to add towards the curriculum, just to keep pushing people in the right direction. So I hope you have a fabulous day, fabulous day, everybody. And I will catch y'all on the profitable side. Happy Monday, everyone.